Hello everyone, welcome to CFC Fan TV. I hope you've all missed me. I'm sure you have. This is our Sophie. It's back. I'm so sorry it wasn't around last week. I wasn't here, I was in the USA. Lots of you have been asking me questions about it, so I'm super excited to give you a little bit of info. And obviously I'm starting my own YouTube, Sophie Rose World, so that will be out soon and I'll let you know, and the whole vlog will be up in a matter of weeks. So yeah, anyway, let's get on with it. I've chosen some of your best questions. You'll have to bear with me because I am feeling slightly poorly. My hair's all over the shop, as you can see. But yeah, let's get on with it. I'm really excited. So first question, Perry, hello Perry, says, what was the best thing you did / saw in the USA? I saw many a things, I have to say, and there are loads of things I did. I mean, to be fair, it's one of the most wild holidays I've ever been on. But I will say probably the best thing I saw was Ultra. We weren't actually with the main, we were in a separate area, but just overlooking the entire thing was like one of the best things I've ever seen. The music was great, the vibe was great, everyone was having such a good time. I've never seen anything like it. So it was fantastic, and I'm not a festival person, so just seeing it and being a part of it was really cool. So I'm lucky that I have nice friends that invited me out of there. Next question, Tony. Hi Sophie, what are your highs and lows of being a Chelsea fan? Good question. Highs and lows of being a Chelsea fan. Oh, I've had many. Highs will obviously be winning the Champions League, winning the Europa League as well. That was super good, because I don't think anybody thought it was a good competition until you're actually in the stadium at the final. That's when actually you could see all us fans really wanted to win it. And it was no different to any other final. So yeah, that was fantastic. Lows, I would say definitely the Barcelona game with all the penalty shouts. That was very heartbreaking. Another low, I would say, I mean, probably even I would say this Barcelona game that's just passed, because I just see a team that doesn't really have that sort of leadership that we once had. You know, all our sort of core players have gone. So that for me is sad on a separate level. Another low, there's been many, you know. I think every time, I remember when I was a kid, just getting knocked out of the Champions League was really heartbreaking for me, because I really wanted to win it. I've had many good times as well, you know, the 4-4 draw against Liverpool in the Champions League as well, that was fantastic. Such an end-to-end game. Everybody was lost because it was on aggregate and we had no idea what was going on because we were so confused. But yeah, that'll be it. Those would be my most memorable moments, I think. Next question. Apart from winning Champions League penalty, what was your best football moment? I think, this is from Tom Andrews. Hello Tom. I think I've mentioned this, and it was the Napoli game at Stamford Bridge, because I genuinely thought we wouldn't win it. Everything had gone to pot sort of prior to that. I had a terrible trip to Naples, and I was with my mate, and I just remember I was right behind the shed lower, and it was just a really good time, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Next question then. Okay, good question, Alorm. Do you think Fabregas' time at Chelsea is wrapping up? Asked Sophie. Thank you for your question. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna say it is. I've always been one of those people that's gone back and forth with him, and I feel a little bit bad when I do, because he does have such good qualities, and I remember all his assists and things like that. You know, he's really been fantastic. But at the same time, he has other sides to him, right, where he can just drip off form, and he doesn't really have like a set role, I would say. I don't think Kante knows exactly where to put him. I think he's a fantastic footballer, but he needs, if he wants a first team position every single week, Chelsea, we don't really have that for him. You know, I think we have better options that are more suitable to the team. That's not to say that I think he's not a good player. I just think that I try to look at things as a team, and if you don't fit in well with the team, then maybe it's best that you do move on and go somewhere else. But you know, I've always think he's been great on Twitter with everybody, and he's always come out and said something when there's been some sort of rumour. But at the same time, I don't really agree with his comments that he said he'd like to go back and coach at Arsenal one day. I think it's fine to say it as long as you don't say it whilst you're playing for one of your rival clubs. That's just my opinion on that one. Kevin Sales says, I love this question. Have you ever played football? If so, what position and where? Good question. Yeah, I did actually. When I was a kid, I played central midfield, although I always wanted to play up front. Although I was always playing in defence, so I was a central midfielder. I just got moved everywhere because I was that crap. But yeah, I remember I always used to score quite a lot of goals actually from the halfway mark. When it actually came to shooting sort of further forward, it would always hit the crossbar or go flying over. So that's my memories there, and I had some good teammates who I obviously still speak to today. But yeah, that was back in the day. David Voss, hello, says, who do you think will win the Champions League, World Cup, Europa League? Good question. I don't want to say about the World Cup because I really don't know too much. I don't know enough about that competition. You know, it's not something that I follow hard, not something I follow like I follow Chelsea. Champions League, I'd say Barcelona have probably got quite a good chance of winning it this year. I think it's their time to win it. Although there's a lot of other good competition going out there, I wouldn't be surprised if they pull something out of the bag. Considering we played quite well against them, it's the best we played all season. They still won 3-0 away from home, and they got a draw at the Bridge. And you know, Chelsea's meant to be one of their toughest games, you know, in the Champions League. I don't think they want to draw Chelsea out of all the teams. So yeah, I would say Barcelona. The other two, I couldn't call it. I think they're way too unpredictable. I think anything can happen in those, and yeah, I mean, I just hope it isn't Arsenal for the Europa League anyway. And then last question, actually, somebody asked me on my Instagram, you have to pick one, Azpi, Hazard or Kante to stay, and the other two have to go. I mean, what sort of question is this? You're breaking my heart here. I don't think I can choose. I can't choose that. I mean, I'm okay. Dave is so underrated, okay? And if I could have him at Chelsea forever, I would. Hazard, I would normally pick. Obviously, he's Chelsea's number one, but I think he is more likely to go. So if I had to pick one player to stay forever and ever, would be Kante, because I think what he does in the middle is something that we haven't had at Chelsea FC in a very long time. Anyway, guys, that's it. Thank you so much for your questions this week. Next week we'll definitely do a longer edition. But thank you so much for your questions, and I will be doing a preview tomorrow, so look out for that one.